Islam teaches us to live with kindness, honesty, humility, and respect. But what happens when we allow harmful behavior to continue unchecked? When do we draw the line and say, this isn't right? Islam makes it clear we are not meant to tolerate actions that harm others or corrupt our hearts. These behaviors, whether they're subtle or obvious, can destroy trust, cause emotional pain, and lead us away from the path of Allah. These wrongdoings don't just hurt those around us, they also damage our own souls, distancing us from Allah's mercy and blessings. Acts like arrogance, backbiting, dishonesty, and hypocrisy are not small issues. The Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, give us serious warnings about them. Understanding these harmful traits deeply helps us protect not only ourselves, but our entire community. It helps us build a society rooted in love, truth, and respect. Exactly the kind of society Allah wants us to create. So stay with us and listen closely. These lessons aren't just reminders for others, they're for each one of us. May Allah guide us all, protect our hearts from these behaviors, and fill them with goodness and light. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Explorers to support this journey of learning and faith. Part 1. Injustice, Zulm. Injustice is one of the darkest and most harmful actions a person can commit or experience. In Islam, injustice means putting something where it doesn't belong, like harming someone without cause, abusing power, cheating others, or violating someone's rights. Allah, the Most Just, has forbidden injustice for Himself and for us. That alone shows how seriously our faith takes it. If you've been wronged, know this: Islam is with you. You are not weak for seeking justice. You are not wrong for standing up for your dignity. Islam does not teach us to remain silent when we are harmed. It gives us the strength to speak up and defend ourselves in ways that are lawful and just. Some people may say, just be patient while the harm continues. But patience does not mean allowing abuse. Patience means trusting Allah while actively doing what's right. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, never stayed silent in the face of oppression. He stood beside the oppressed and challenged the oppressors. We are meant to follow his example. If someone continuously wrongs you, it is not noble to stay and suffer. It's wise and Islamic to walk away. Forgiveness is beautiful, but allowing repeated injustice is not mercy, it's self-destruction. Don't let anyone tell you it's more Islamic to stay quiet while you're being harmed. Islam is about balance. Forgiveness, yes, but also action to stop harm. Allah does not love oppression, and He does not want you to suffer endlessly. You deserve justice. You deserve dignity. Your silence should be your choice, not something forced on you by those who benefit from it. When you stand against injustice, even in your personal life, you're living by the teachings of Islam. You're honoring the Quran and walking in the footsteps of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And when others try to break you with cruelty, remember, Allah is the one who will raise you higher. Speak the truth. Be courageous. Never allow injustice to become normal. The one who fears Allah has no reason to fear oppressors. Let your voice rise with faith and your soul rise with dignity. Justice is your right. Islam declares it. Part 2. Arrogance and Pride. Arrogance is a silent poison. It makes the heart sick without even realizing it. In Islam, pride and arrogance are serious spiritual diseases. They cause a person to look down on others, mock someone's appearance, insult someone's efforts, or believe that wealth, beauty, or intelligence makes them superior. But the truth is simple. Every blessing we have is from Allah. We did not create our looks, design our intellect, or even control the breath we take. Everything we possess is a gift from our Creator. So how can we be arrogant over something we didn't earn ourselves? Real strength doesn't lie in showing off. It lies in staying humble when you're in a position of power. It lies in lowering your ego when Allah elevates you. Humility brings peace to the soul. Arrogance only brings destruction. If there are people in your life who constantly brag, belittle others, or refuse to admit their mistakes, know this: you are not weak for stepping away from them. You are wise. Islam does not ask you to endure prideful behavior. It teaches you to protect your heart and your faith. Stay close to those who remind you of Allah, not those who act like gods themselves. Part 3. Backbiting and Gossip. Backbiting and gossip may seem like harmless conversation, but in Islam, they are among the most dangerous behaviors. They are not just words, they're weapons that damage deeply. Backbiting is speaking about someone in their absence in a way they would dislike, even if what you're saying is true. If it's false, it becomes slander, and that is an even more severe sin. Sadly, many treat gossip as entertainment. They laugh while spreading rumors. They talk about who wore what, who failed, who married whom, all without concern for the truth or the impact of their words. But Islam teaches us something greater. The honor of every Muslim is sacred. If someone shares your secrets or talks behind your back, you don't have to tolerate it. Islam gives you the right to guard your dignity and walk away from such environments. And if someone around you constantly gossips, speaking badly about others, always digging into personal lives, protect your soul. Those words might seem entertaining, but they poison the heart. Allah does not bless a tongue that spreads hate. He blesses the tongue that remembers Him, speaks truth, and brings goodness into the world. Don't let yourself become a dumping ground for other people's gossip. And don't let your own words become blades that harm others. Clean hearts begin with clean speech. Be the kind of person whose words heal, not hurt. And when others try to drag you into the world of gossip, let your silence be your shield, and your dignity your defense. Part 4. Mocking and making fun. Few things are as painful as being mocked or made fun of. It may start as a joke or a sarcastic remark, but even lighthearted jokes can leave deep wounds. Islam teaches us to speak with kindness, compassion, and respect. Mockery isn't just impolite, it's sinful. When you make fun of someone, you're not just cracking a joke. You're attacking their dignity, and in Islam, a believer's dignity is sacred. In today's world, many confuse mockery with humor. They make fun of someone's clothes, voice, background, or even faith, just to get a laugh. But what's funny to one person could be deeply hurtful to another. As Muslims, we are meant to lift people up, not tear them down. If someone constantly mocks or humiliates you, especially in front of others, remember you are not weak for removing yourself from that space. Islam does not ask you to accept humiliation. It gives you the strength to protect your self-worth. When someone makes fun of you, don't let their words define who you are. Your value is not in their opinion. Your worth is in your faith, your character, and your connection with Allah. Your worth is not defined by what others say about you. It is defined by your connection with Allah. So keep your head high, not with pride, but with the quiet strength of faith. And if you find yourself surrounded by people who constantly mock others, it's okay to walk away. Protect your ears. Protect your heart. Mockery spreads quickly. One person laughs, another joins, and suddenly a crowd is laughing, while one heart silently breaks. Be someone who makes others feel safe, not scared. Use your words to inspire, not to insult. And if you ever become the target of mockery, respond with dignity. Silence speaks louder than shouting. Confidence is more powerful than revenge, and faith will always be stronger than cruelty. Remember, mocking someone might make you feel important for a moment, but it lowers you in the sight of Allah. Respecting others, even if they are weak, poor, or different, raises your rank in the eyes of your Creator. Choose respect, choose kindness, choose what pleases Allah. Part 5. Breaking trust. Trust is not just a bond between two people. It's a sacred responsibility in the eyes of Allah. When someone trusts you, they're offering a part of their heart. They're believing in your honesty, loyalty, and integrity. And Islam teaches that breaking someone's trust isn't just betrayal of them. It's betrayal of the amana, trust that Allah placed upon you. Think about how deeply trust impacts our lives. A friend shares a secret and it spreads. A person makes a promise and then breaks it. A leader is trusted and he lies. A spouse is faithful and is betrayed. These acts don't just hurt, they shatter relationships and shake the foundations of love and respect. And once trust is broken, it's very difficult to rebuild. The wound might heal, but the scar often remains. If someone in your life repeatedly lies to you, cheats you, or breaks their promises, you are not obligated to keep giving them chances. Yes, Islam encourages forgiveness, but it also teaches wisdom. A believer is not to be deceived over and over again by the same betrayal. You can forgive, but you are also allowed to protect your peace. You can walk away from relationships that repeatedly hurt your heart and weaken your faith. If someone trusts you, cherish it, honor it, and if someone breaks your trust, turn to Allah. He knows your pain, He sees your truth, and He will never betray you. Allah is the most trustworthy. He always keeps His promises. So strive to be like the Prophet, peace be upon him. The one whose presence brings peace, whose words bring comfort, whose trust brings security. Because in the end, trust isn't just about how others see you, it's about how Allah sees you. Part 6. Abuse and bullying. Abuse and bullying, whether physical, emotional, or verbal, are behaviors that Islam strongly condemns. They destroy peace, they crush confidence, they strip people of happiness. These actions reflect a lack of mercy, kindness, and respect, values that are at the core of Islam. No one deserves to be hurt or humiliated. When someone uses their power or influence to harm another, especially someone weaker, they cross a serious line, and Islam warns us never to accept that. If you have been abused or bullied, know this: Islam is on your side. Your pain matters, and your dignity is sacred. You are not weak for speaking out. You are not wrong for seeking help. You are courageous. Islam encourages the oppressed to rise, to seek justice, and to reclaim their peace. Walking away from someone who abuses you is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, self-worth, and self-respect. And if you ever feel anger rising within you, if you ever feel the temptation to harm someone weaker, remember the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He faced cruelty with compassion. He was gentle, even to his enemies. His mercy melted hearts, and his patience changed the world. You don't have to answer cruelty with cruelty. Choose mercy, choose peace. Islam does not ask us to accept abuse in silence. It teaches us to respond with strength, dignity, and wisdom. Those who bully, harm, or abuse others will be held accountable before Allah. On the day of judgment, every wound they cause will be brought to light. So if you witness someone being hurt, don't stay silent. Support the victim. Speak against injustice. Be a voice for compassion. Islam teaches us to be merciful, just as Allah is merciful. Abuse and bullying destroy the love, trust, and kindness that should exist between people. They have no place in a heart filled with faith. Protect yourself. Protect others. Build a world where peace, respect, and mercy are the foundation. 7. Dishonesty. Dishonesty, whether it's lying, cheating, or deceiving, shatters trust and weakens our bond with Allah. It breaks the foundation of families, friendships, businesses, and communities. When we lie, we don't just harm others, we harm ourselves. The weight of dishonesty burdens the soul, and it distances us from Allah's mercy. Islam is crystal clear. Stay away from dishonesty in all its forms, because it leads to destruction, not only in this life, but in the next. Think about it. If truth disappeared, how would we know who to trust? How would relationships survive? Sometimes honesty is difficult. You might fear losing someone's respect or missing an opportunity. But in the end, truth always prevails. Lies eventually collapse under their own weight. Allah loves those who are truthful, and He detests those who deceive. So make honesty a core part of your character. Speak the truth gently, even when it's hard. Keep your promises. Be honest in business and personal relationships. Be truthful with yourself. Your honesty is not just a virtue, it's a guiding light that keeps you on the path of Allah. 8. Envy and jealousy. Envy and jealousy are silent poisons that eat away at the heart. They leave us restless, bitter, and blind to our own blessings. When we feel jealous, we're not just admiring what others have. We're upset that they have it. That feeling can push us to gossip, withdraw, or even wish harm upon someone else. But everything we see, wealth, beauty, success, is from Allah. He gives what He wills to whom He wills. So why should we let jealousy ruin our peace? Envy makes us forget the countless blessings already in our hands. It disconnects us from gratitude and damages our relationships. But there is a cure. Strengthen your faith. Practice gratitude. Focus on your own journey, not someone else's. A content heart is a happy heart, and Allah loves the heart that is free from envy. Celebrate the success of others. Thank Allah for your own, and purify your soul from the bitterness of jealousy. 9. Encouraging sin. Encouraging sin is not just a personal mistake. It's a spiritual danger that affects everyone. When you push someone towards wrong, you are not only harming their soul, you are darkening your own. You're spreading harm in the community and leading hearts away from Allah. Imagine a world where everyone encouraged lies, cheating, and immorality. It would be a world filled with pain, distrust, and chaos. That's why Islam calls us to the opposite, to guide one another toward goodness, to remind one another with kindness and truth. Every word, every influence matters. If we use our voice to tempt someone into wrongdoing, we carry part of their burden. But if we inspire someone to do good, even a little, the reward with Allah is immense. So ask yourself, do my words bring people closer to Allah? Or do they pull people into sin? Be someone who uplifts others with sincerity and wisdom. Encourage prayer, encourage honesty, encourage healing. Because guiding someone toward light is one of the most beautiful acts of worship. 10. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is one of the most dangerous behaviors that Islam warns us against. It's when someone pretends to be good and faithful on the outside, but hides bad intentions or actions on the inside. Hypocrisy breaks trust, it confuses people, and most importantly, it distances the soul from Allah, because Allah sees what's hidden in the heart, even when others cannot. A hypocrite may fool people, but they cannot fool the one who created them. Their life becomes filled with anxiety, dishonesty, and emptiness. Why? Because they are living a lie. But Islam calls us to something greater: sincerity. True peace, true happiness, true connection with Allah comes when our hearts, our words, and our actions are all aligned. When we stop pretending, when we stop hiding, when we become real. Sincerity brings peace to the heart, trust from others, and most importantly, the pleasure of Allah. If we make mistakes, we don't need to hide behind a mask. We just need to turn back to Allah sincerely. He loves the sincere heart, even if it's broken. He helps the honest soul, even if it's struggling. So remove hypocrisy from your life. Live with truth, live with faith, live with courage. Because sincerity is the foundation of strong faith and a meaningful life. Final message. Thank you so much for watching this important reminder with us at Deen Explorers. Avoiding these harmful behaviors isn't just about improving your manners. It's about strengthening your faith, refining your character, and creating a life that earns the love of Allah. Let's all work on ourselves. Let's encourage each other to choose what is right, even when it's hard, because that's the path to true peace, true success, and Allah's eternal reward. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment your reflections below, and subscribe to Empowered Deen for more inspiring and beneficial Islamic content. May Allah bless you, protect your heart, and guide all of us to the straight path. Ameen.